to you by Morante Plumbing and Oil. Morante.
And we are back, Gmac and Winnie, coming at you with another edition of the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Big fella, let's get dangerous.
It wasn't a hard week to get dangerous, buddy.
No, I was fucked up. I was sick all week. So
you were a chalk outline.
When I left here last week, I knew.
Which you already said.
I was laying on the back of your car.
You already said when we were leaving, I don't feel right.
Yeah, and I was laying on the back of your car.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I just got worse until about Tuesday.
Ugh.
I think it peaked about Sunday night. I had a wicked bad fever. Monday, all day, I didn't leave. I think I slept like 13 hours.
Something vicious is
Tuesday,
going on.
and then I finally got like smell and taste back and all that like Thursday.
I talked to...
And not that I ever lost it, but like when you're all clogged up.
Nothing smells or tastes right.
Right.
Even talking to my ex-wife yesterday, she had pneumonia. It was just feeling better. And a lot of people in the hospital with pneumonia right now. Yeah, a lot of people at work were fucked up too.
I kept making sure like I was getting up and standing up for periods of time and walking.
So she's not settling.
So I wasn't settling.
Yeah.
But dry cough, just head fever, the whole deal. And Boston had that. He got nominated to go to Boys State, which is pretty big in New York State.
Nice.
You go away for a week and you do like it's kind of like military and government type training stuff for a week. It's very regimented and it's put on through the American Legion. So Sunday night I went to that like banquet for it, and I sat in the very back seat in the very back table until he got called up. And then once he was done, I was like, dude, I'm sick. I'm out. Like, nobody. I sat literally by myself. Everybody else was probably like 50 feet
in the other direction,
up at the other tables. And a guy comes back. He's like, "You're right." I'm like, "Yeah, just some water, dude. I'm good. I don't want to get near anybody." But yeah, not good. Not a good week, man.
No, I had what we would call a typical Highland. What day was it? Tuesday into Wednesday.
Oh, I had Tuesday night. I heard you were quite upset with me.
Oh, I was tight. You were sick.
Yeah.
I just get tight when...
You get tight in general when you get mandated?
I do. It was the hour in which the mandate occurred.
Because it could have happened a lot earlier.
Correct.
Well,
and I would have, and I had people that said, "Oh shit, if you hit me up 2 hours earlier."
Well, ultimately, that was the thing. By the time you reached out to me, it was 9:50 at night, and I'm already sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's not like you told me at 8:00 and I could have went to bed
or 6:00,
right?
Which is more typical.
Yeah.
But fuck it, it's 7 hours my check. No, my typical Tuesday and a Wednesday, typical Highland luck. Driving home from work the next night. Waffle a fucking pothole on the shit road of Albany Avenue.
Of Kingston.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I pulled into my front, in front of my house, driver's side front was sitting on the rim.
Oh, boy. Was it on fire?
At that time, it was not.
You aren't trading it in, so it wasn't on fire.
Correct.
Okay.
So my stepdaughter comes out. She has one of them, plug-in pumps. It got up to like 15 pounds, and as soon as you turned the power off, right back down. I'm like, fuck it. Nothing I can do now. I'm going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Got up early. Had to come here to record. So I limp it to the corner where I bought the car. And the guy's like, let me get the big air pressure hose and see if we can get at least enough to get you to somewhere. Yeah, same thing. So he's like, well, go to the place across from KFC. I go there, and these motherfuckers are trying to sell me 3 tires. And I'm already tight. Now I'm like...
You didn't go... I mean, if you could have got it to the...
this is where the story gets
Kingston
better.
Tires?
This is where the story gets better.
All right.
He's like, yeah, it's going to be $333. I was like, I'm not doing it. He's like, well, we have to do the 3 because it's about your safety. I said, no, it's not about my safety. It's about you selling 3 fucking tires. If you cared about my safety, you wouldn't let me do what I'm about to do, which is pull out into traffic and ride this bitch on a rim down to Kingston Tires. So put the flashers on, got in the inside lane, about 5 miles an hour, kept her as straight as possible so the tire wouldn't jump the rim.
Yeah.
Pulled in there. Guy comes out. Guy comes over. He had 1 tire. Cool. 10 minutes later, he comes over. Listen, I got to at least do your passenger side rear. He's like, on the inside, the cords are showing. I'm like, what about the other side? He's like, no, you got a little while left on that. I'm like, fuck it, just do it. So $203 later, get here, we record. King's fucking vomiting everywhere. Not in the studio. He puked beforehand and puked afterhand. And it wasn't sick though. He had a migraine. And I guess that's, some people do.
Oh yeah,
do
you get
migraines.
nauseous with migraines. Yep.
So get to work that night, having some delectable chicken wings.
Mm-hmm.
3rd wing in, fucking absolutely destroy and crush and break off half of my fucking top wisdom tooth on this side on something hard in the chicken wing. So I'm like, no, tink, 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 tink. There's a piece of tooth. I'm like, you motherfucker. So go right on, make an appointment for Aspen for next Thursday. I mean, it's got to come out. Right now, it's just really sharp in a spot, so I got to go get some dental wax to cover it up. But
like
yeah,
in your cheek or something?
Yeah, I think it's on my cheek is sore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a fucking 12 hours of typical Highland nonsense.
Yeah, it's like I trying to figure out how to word this. Have you ever gotten to the point where you're like, life is going too easy right now, something's got to
Right,
fuck
kick
up?
me dead in the dick.
Yeah.
Make it hurt because, yeah, things are going too okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, like you. I mean, we're more than probably 2/3 of the way through our lives, which is weird to say, but I think people that never dealt with adversity would collapse under what we deal with.
Right. You learn to either laugh or cry.
Yeah, I mean,
And you got to laugh the shit off because it's already happened. What are you going to do about it?
right? Like,
it's a fact.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I was just praying that I didn't destroy that rim driving it down there.
right, where you bent it up and now you
Right.
couldn't put a tire on
But
it.
I kept it straight enough to where I pulled in, I got out, I looked, I was like, oh, the bead was definitely not there anymore because the guy that morning, he reached on the inside and he's like, nope, he was pretty much putting his finger in the tire. One of the potholes caused a fucking gouge on the sidewall on the inside. So
Yeah.
that's why I wasn't holding air.
So when they put your tires on, did they rotate them?
No, because the city of Kingston claimed my driver's side front tire a month and a half ago. So that one was already brand new.
Oh, all right, so you have 2 new fronts and 1 new rear.
Right. And
So now all you got to do is work one shift and go buy the other
that's
one.
the plan. Yeah, next
Now
next
you book,
paycheck.
did you get them all from Kingston Tire?
Huh?
So he's got the other one to
Oh, yeah.
match.
Yeah.
So then you'll have 4 matchers on there by the end of
Yep.
the month.
Fucking scumbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to submit the bill to well, no, that's City of Kingston, definitely down that far. Once it goes from Ulster to Albany Ave,
Yeah.
you're now in the City of Kingston.
Yeah. I mean, those roads are terrible.
Oh my god.
God awful. And instead, like,
And at night you can't see dick.
I don't know that they've ever repaved that road.
Not in
They
years.
always patch it.
Right.
What they should do, it's 4 lanes. Keep 2 lanes open from like 8 p.m., like when it gets a little warmer, from like 8 p.m. to like, let them pave at night.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the thruway.
Like the throughway. Well, not only that, is like high traffic roads like that.
Yeah.
But give them the prevailing rate. No
Well,
one's going to care. They're going to get the overtime.
Better
work
for the
night.
workers anyway, and
Correct.
probably better to do for the road. It's not friggin' blazing
Right.
as you're trying to lay this shit.
You dig it up. You know what I mean? You dig it up in a couple days and you repave that whole section from STS Tire. What a good spot to be.
Right.
Same thing with Kingston Tire.
Yeah,
There's so many freaking potholes on that road. It's a good place to be.
absolutely. They're making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
So we got a taste test here.
Okay.
I cheated. I've had one, but I want to get your opinion. It's the new Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream, but you don't really drink soda much.
Nope.
And I drink zero sugar, so I want to know what your thought is of the overall taste. To me, it was a little off.
Irish crickets. Yeah, way more cream than cherry.
Right. That's what I thought. Now, Coke did an orange cream, which is really good.
Right. Well, the thing is, I'm not getting the cherry like after.
Right.
Like I usually you get it on the back, like the back side of it.
Yeah, this is just all like vanilla cream.
So I don't know if you saw my reel earlier this week. Last week maybe, with the Coca-Cola Oreo, Coke Zero Oreo.
Yeah.
Very good.
Different.
You get the Oreo. It tastes like you ate an Oreo at the end. Like it tastes like Coke, and then you get Oreo taste.
Right. Now, they did the Oreo, they did the Coke flavored Oreos to match that.
No.
Yeah.
So you buy Oreos and it tastes like Coke?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, the cream filling is like orange colored. Or not orange, like red colored, like the can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they kind of little coinciding of products there.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But different.
Yep.
Yeah, that's different. I'm not like getting
I'm
any
not
cherry.
loving it at all.
I'm not getting zero cherry.
Right.
So
where did this top 5 come from? Because you hit me up like early in the week with it.
being sick and watching movies, and it's just like, like, dude, we're 227 episodes in. We do top 5s probably for 215 of them.
Right.
You try to figure out like anything could be a top 5, but like just what set movies apart from other things, right? Like you do comedies, you do sports,
Sure.
you do. I was listening to a song with a harmonica in it, and I'm like, oh, what songs with harmonica? So you see, you're watching stuff, and you're like, oh, have we done any where it's this happened?
And the internet remains undefeated because if you type it in as a search, there's 1,000 articles
Correct.
about anything.
Correct, and they're your top 5, and I'm
Right.
sure you might have some on your list that I missed, and I might have some that you missed.
Shocked.
But
If we have more than 2 matching, I'll be shocked.
But I will say this: I believe there's a personal king of this section
Okay.
of this top 5. I think there's a person who ultimately, when you ultimately think about it, is the king of this top 5. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's the same person I'm thinking of who didn't make my top 5.
Okay. This week's top 5. Top 5 phone scenes in movies.
All right. Did you have an honorable?
I did not, because I just didn't.
I did, but I'll hold off because knowing your taste in movies, it may have made your list.
Okay, I'll start. Number 5, Risky Business. Tom Cruise has a catcher's mask on, and he's a teenager home alone.
I've never seen that movie. I've never seen it.
And he calls a prostitute
Uh-huh.
out of the back. There's something about it. He's in the house at night, and it's like a one
He's all
900
seedy.
number. Yeah, and probably being a kid, and the fact that there's a girl you can't see on the other side, and we were going through puberty at the time.
Right.
But it like really sets the scene up. But like he's embarrassed by it, so he's wearing a catcher's mask, just the mask.
Even
and
though
he's
he's
on the
alone
phone.
in his house.
Yes,
Yeah.
and in the dark,
Covering
and in
his
a room,
face.
like covering his face. So it's like one of those scenes that once you see it, you don't unsee it.
Yeah.
You
Can
know
you
what I mean?
twist one out with a catcher's mask on?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So Risky Business, Tom Cruise.
Can we call
Catcher's
that the
mask.
Jorge Posada?
We could.
Nice.
Yeah.
My number 5, scary movie, the "What Up" scene
Okay.
with
Yeah.
Shorty, and then the ghost face, and then
the tongue goes through the ear.
It goes. Yeah, it's sticking out the mask. They're
Yeah.
calling all the friends.
Yeah. What up?
Total spoof on my number 4, but hysterical, unforgettable,
Okay.
and so topical at that time because that was the whole. It was Budweiser, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
My number 4, Major League. On your list? Not on your
fuck,
list.
not on my list.
Tire World.
Oh,
That and Jake Taylor hanging upside down with the phone.
Yes, that would have been my one.
Yeah, and Jake Taylor going, Is that you, Tolbert? If you were
It's
alive,
very
you could
funny,
have fucking
though.
said you're the Yankees.
I'm hungover. My knees are killing me. Yeah.
Yep, that
That's
was
a
my
good
number
one.
4.
All right, my number 4, the actual
That's way
Scream.
higher on my list.
Scream with Casey Becker.
It's way higher on my list.
Okay.
Number 3, Jerry Maguire.
Way higher on my list.
All right, we'll talk about it then.
All right. My number 3, from The Godfather.
Well, we have 2.
What's that?
We have 2 of the same.
We do. Yes, we do.
We do.
All right. My number 3, from The Godfather, Tom Higgins' call to Bonacera, who was the Undertaker. It was right after Sonny Corleone gets shot up on the causeway. It set the tone for the rest of the movie. Now the Don is pissed. Now heads are going to roll. And that just changed the entire tone of the movie. He went from being a peaceful Godfather to fuck, I'm killing everybody.
Yep.
So, good call.
My number 2, an entire movie took off of the opening scene. And it was The Hangover. It's Bradley Cooper with the phone. Hey, we fucked up.
Oh, shit.
That little phone in his hand going, we fucked up, then set what happened to get back. And then it comes full circle.
You actually get to when the phone call is being made.
Right. And he gets tackled and
right.
Doug's on the roof.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Which Doug?
Yeah. Not Black Doug.
Not Black Doug.
Stop that shit, man.
My number 2, it was a phone call, but it was more what was not said. Donnie Brasco, the very end, Lefty answers the phone at the house, and yep, he hangs up. He takes his jewelry off. He takes the cash off. He hides it in his dresser. He was sent for. He was going to get killed.
Yep, because of Donnie Brasco.
Because of Donnie Brasco. And on his way out, he tells his wife, hey, if you talk to Donnie, tell him if it was going to be anybody, I'm glad it was you.
Yep.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
And that's not what really happened in real life.
No, because he lived longer.
Died of cancer.
That was actually a great ending to that movie, though. Yeah, so you might as well finish up because wherever you are, mine are
all right.
Tied
So
into
my
yours.
number 1 is Jerry Maguire. Show me the money.
Right. Show me the money.
Yep.
And just it's an agent going through it, right? He's
losing
going through it,
every
losing everything.
other client as the phone queue
Except
empties
for
Rod Tidwell.
Yeah, who's holding him up, and he's kind of like I'd say he was probably like an A receiver that was just an asshole to deal with.
Right.
So like he never got the big contract
Who do you
because he
think
never
was?
put Andre Rison.
I was thinking T.O.
No, it was before T.O.
Was it before T.O.?
Yeah.
Oh, 2000, yeah. Andre Rison, just that prototypical prima donna wide receiver.
Like angry, but he never played like with like emotion. He never let people,
right.
You know what I mean? But then when you see, there's the thing. But then when you see the guy and he's with his wife and his family, and that's what means everything to him. But just the blowhard with the I want my Quan,
right?
The whole fucking deal until he's screaming in the phone.
We know
Show me.
We know
money.
plenty of those dudes, though.
Yes. Yeah. So that was my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And your number 4 was Scream. And that's my number 1.
Right.
And that's, that took horror movies from Jason and Freddy cutting heads off and like a certain hokiness 80s way to the modern new 90s way,
right?
Which was very, very cryptic, very...
It was all about what you didn't see.
It was a mystery as much as like a horror movie. You knew it was Jason.
Right.
It wasn't a mystery as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And honestly, watching the movie for the first time way back when, it was one of those things to where I didn't realize it was him until later on. But there were inklings all along when he was creepy climbing in through the window.
Yeah.
And all this other shit. But when my favorite part is when he fucking stabs. I can't remember what's the dude's real name. Ends up being Shaggy and Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
he's like, man,
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. Man, you went too deep on that one. I think I'm dying.
Yeah. And that changed the tone of horror movies at the time. That phone call changed how people perceive things. Now, in another horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, 1 or 2?
One. The
One
tongue
with
comes out of the phone. Yeah.
That could have been an honorable mention. When I say the king, before we started this, I said there's a king of this thing.
Right.
Risky Business, Tom Cruise.
Right. Okay, and it wasn't what I thought you were going to go with.
So what I'm saying, Jerry Maguire, Tom
Right.
Cruise. Tropic Thunder, when he's screaming into the phone, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Tom Cruise.
Right.
Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise is on the phone when he thinks about the Joe Motel he's talking. Right? Tom Cruise. A lot of Tom Cruise being on telephone.
I thought maybe you'd have, was it Liam Neeson?
Yeah. I've never seen that movie.
I haven't either, just that scene.
Yeah. Mel Gibson has a very good one in Ransom in 1996.
Yes.
Very good.
Yep.
This was just mine.
The one that I thought, that's my honorable mention, that I thought might make your list was The Departed.
Well, that was just so
when
fucking...
he's standing there with the
and they're both really not talking?
cell phone, right? And he found out, he was trying to find out who the rat was. They were both rats.
Yeah, in a different way.
Right. And he's standing there, and then the phone rings, he's looking at it, he answers it, and he hangs back up. And at that point, they both knew.
Yep.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. It was Martin Sheen's phone that he answers.
Yep.
So DiCaprio knew the rat was on the inside.
Yep.
And he knew that there was an undercover cop working for.
Yeah. Yep. And that Damon was the rat.
Yeah. 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 There's some good scenes. And I mean, you think of other ones like just through time.
There's a lot of older ones. The Birds.
Right, a phone ringing on the wall that sets the whole tone of a movie.
Russell Crowe, was that Phone Booth?
No, that wasn't Russell Crowe.
Oh.
That was oh my god, the really good looking Irish guy.
Colin Farrell.
Right. Phone Booth.
That's it.
Yeah.
The Joker from The Dark Knight when he's in there.
When he wants to use the phone?
Right.
Yeah.
And he's killing everybody.
Yeah, and he blows the guy. Again, he puts it in the dude's stomach.
Ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, and you think about those. How about Speed? How about Speed?
Right.
What you gonna do, Hot Shot? Another one. And I forgot it. That would have definitely been on my honorable mention. Is Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Yes.
When he goes, Mr. McClane, and he keeps giving him all the different, like tests.
The one that I thought of, and then I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't a phone; it was a tape recorder. Would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
Was with what the hell?
Saw, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, this is the thing. Like, you get into these, and people are probably going, "Oh my god, how'd they miss whatever?"
Right.
But that's why we do it. You listen to it, and
a lot of old time movies. If you look on a lot of like Collider and all these other top 10 or top 20 lists, a lot of movies from the 30s and 40s.
Well, phones were big back then, right?
Phone booths were big back then,
And then like the 80s, it was the traditional ringing phone that was like, picking it up.
One that could have made the list, not for the content of the phone call, but for the phone itself, was Wall Street. Michael Douglas on the beach with the giant ass phone.
Another one could have been Catch Me If You Can, when Tom Hanks is trying to...
Love that movie.
When he's calling DiCaprio, and then DiCaprio's calling back to Christopher Walken, his dad. Or no, Ray Liotta, his dad, right?
No, Christopher Walken was his dad.
Okay. Wasn't Ray Liotta in that movie too, though? Oh, no. He was... No, I got the movies confused for a second. He was Johnny Depp's dad in Blow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but same thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's calling back to Christopher Walken and his dad, and there's a lot of phone scenes and movies.
That's such a good movie. You look at the dynamics.
That guy ended up working for the FBI. Frank
Abagnale. But the whole thing was he was just trying to make his dad proud.
Right. We've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a master schemer.
Yeah.
But just trying to make his dad proud.
Right. Hey, Dad, I'm a pilot. Hey, Dad, I'm a lawyer. Hey, Dad.
To think all that shit.
But think of how smart he had to be, though.
Right.
To pass the bar.
Right.
To pretend to be a, like, master of disguise kind of thing.
Yep. Good top five.
Fuck it, man. Listen, what's my always saying? Act like you belong here.
That's right.
Keep it moving.
Fake it till you make it.
Yep. All right, let's move along. 5 crazy questions presented by Winnie this week.
Yes, sir.
Do not buy this drink if
I'm
you're
drinking it because it's open, but it's not very good.
No.
It's a no.
Yeah, dude, you look super tan in the camera, and I look super ghostly white.
Well,
super white.
I think your body is still probably recovering.
Maybe.
Number 1, if aliens landed and asked for a tour guide, what's the first place you would take them?
Where would I take them?
Yeah.
First place? New York City. If there ain't fucking aliens walking around there, I don't know what are.
There might already be.
Yeah, like, that's the biggest melting pot. You'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
You know? Like, we can't take this over.
Yeah.
Between the rats, the people all wigged out on the ground, fucking flipping
That's the
around.
whole, you're from
Everything
outer
looks
space.
different. Like,
Right.
there's no two people that look the same in New York City.
Like, you're from outer space. Wait, hold my beer. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll show you outer space.
Yeah. Yep.
Number 2, which smell would you erase from existence forever?
I don't know. Like, most of the smells that we smell are purposeful, right? Like, like warning of some sort, or fresh cut grass. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of good.
Diesel fuel.
Diesel fuel. I hate the smell of diesel fuel.
Really?
It makes me nauseous as fuck. Diesel fuel might be one. I mean,
not race fuel though.
No, not race fuel. Never race fuel. But some of these really potent fucking perfumes. Yeah. I wish I could erase them from existence.
Flowery shit.
Vanilla musky shit.
You know why? Because it got so overplayed.
Yes.
I don't like brakes.
Oh, the brake smell?
Yeah, and living brakes. Where I used to live in Blue Mountain.
Yeah. You smell them all the time coming down the mountain.
Oh, yeah. Cars, they must be cherry red by the time they got to around where our house was.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It would probably be something of the burning plastic.
Burning plastic's gross. Yeah. Burning electric is gross.
Yeah. Anything on fire. But I don't know. But then it would, like, a campfire smells delicious.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, probably something burning like plastic.
Something synthetically plastic has to be. Yep. Okay. Let's see. If you were a character in a soap opera, what would your dramatic backstory be?
Oh my God! It could be anything, right? You'd have I don't know. Or I don't know. Like what would you want it to be? Or do you want to be sympathetic? Do you want to be tough? Do you want, you know what I mean?
Mysterious.
Like, right, mysterious. Do you want to never know the backstory? Like, that might be it. It's unknown. This guy just showed up out of amnesia, doesn't know who he is.
Where'd he come from?
Who's his family? You know?
Okay.
Oh my God, is he banging his... That could be his sister. Like, he sleeps with all the chicks on the soap opera. You don't know who's his sister, who's his cousin.
So the best backstory
It's in Alabama. It's set in Alabama at the chick trailer park. Roll Tide.
He's from the South. That's all we know.
That should be the name of the soap opera. Roll Tide.
That's awesome. Number 4. If you had to live in a TV commercial, which one would it be?
Ooh, Folgers.
Yeah, best part of waking up.
Yeah, but they always had some like good scenery. You know, the kids home from college. Somebody comes home for Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you wake up next to your love in the mountainside.
Yeah.
It's always some cool shit. It wasn't like the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup and then there's cops standing at your door ready to fucking take you away.
Even though I don't drink anymore, the Corona commercials.
Oh, because it's the beach.
There's always some exotic, beautiful beach.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for you're fucking deserted out there and all you found was a pack of Coronas.
Right. And I fucking
it's warm and no ice.
Yeah, no shit. Number 5. Would you rather never be stuck in traffic again or never get another cold? This is very, very topical for you.
Oh, yeah. I hate fucking traffic. I fucking hate traffic. I know. Yeah, probably never be stuck in traffic again.
You'll take the occasional head cold.
Yeah.
Just to be able to get wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, can you imagine being sick like that and then stuck in traffic too?
No, definitely not.
You know what I mean?
No, fuck all
brutal.
that.
That's fucking brutal.
I got a bonus, number 6. Would you rather live in a tree house or on a houseboat?
Tree house.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a ground person.
All right.
Water is not meant to be fucked with, dude.
Yeah, this is a recurring theme.
Yeah, water is not meant to be fucked with.
All right. And you can really, I've seen some cool ass tree houses.
I've seen some cool ass houseboats.
Yep.
But you're always on the fucking water.
Right.
That's not appealing to me. Like, I want to get out and be on the ground. I went in the Army because it's on the ground.
Right.
I go in the fucking Navy that's out in the boat, in the water.
Yeah. The thing is, the ramp to get up to the tree, it would be 16 miles long to keep the incline decent. So
No, you'd have to have a cool thing, like where you get on it and you pull the string and it lifts you up, has a weight. Yeah, like an elevator rope.
That'd be cool.
Why not? If you're building it, build it to fucking suit your needs.
Live in the treehouse.
Yeah.
All right. So there is.
I feel like you skipped one.
Did I?
I feel like we went 1, 2, 4.
Let me see. Aliens.
Or 1, 2, 3, 5.
Smell, character, commercial, traffic, and treehouse.
Okay.
All
right.
We got them.
All right. Moving along, right?
Yep.
We have done before. Over and under.
Great song.
Number 1, Volkswagen Bugs.
I'll go underrated. And the reason why is I currently love the new Volkswagen minivans that came out.
Well, that's not a bug.
I know, but Volkswagen is good at bringing back what was iconic for them.
I was going to say they're iconic to our generation.
Right. My dad had one.
Like the 70s.
Yep.
Was Volkswagen Bugs everywhere.
Yeah, my dad had like a powder blue.
Herbie the Love Bug. Like they were very part of our culture growing up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think they're more part of a Mexican culture, like a Spanish culture.
Like a Cholo culture?
Yeah, down southern Texas, Mexican border area.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. And then remember the excitement when they re-released it around the late 90s, early 2000s. And everybody's like, holy shit, they brought the bug back. But then they called it the Beetle maybe or whatever. But it was, I think underrated myself.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, number 2, tuna fish.
Way underrated.
Underrated. Now, I want you to give me your tuna recipe.
Okay. So if I'm making tuna, it's going to be obviously tuna, mayo, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and chopped up sweet and sour pickles.
Okay. I know some people that like... So
some people do celery.
Some people do celery. I've heard people do apples
in tuna.
Yeah,
really,
apples and tuna.
I've done it. I've had it and like it in chicken salad.
Yeah, celery. I don't like celery in my tuna.
I don't either.
When I'm hardcore dieting, I used to do tuna with spicy brown mustard.
I've tried it and it's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
No.
Believe it or not, it's not bad. My dad used to slice up a white onion with his tuna.
My grandfather
and mayo.
did the same, yeah.
And some people wring out like pickle juice in it.
Yes. Yeah, I like the gherkins, the sweet gherkin pickles.
Yeah, but they'll do the juice in it. So, have you ever, if you've never listened to them say it when you like tuna, look up Matthew McConaughey tuna fish.
Oh, it's wild.
The shit he puts in there. It's like he empties the fridge in that motherfucker.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that a tuna salad. I call that a condiment salad with tuna.
I saw that recently on YouTube, his recipe. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it is wild.
He says it takes him like 30, 40 minutes to get everything in there.
It's a full meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Weird fucking dude.
He's a weird dude.
He's a weird dude.
Brushes his teeth with ocean water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't wear deodorant.
Really?
Yeah, like that was his thing.
Does he use one of them rocks or something?
I have no idea.
How do you not stink?
Powder, maybe?
I guess.
I don't know. I think from what I believe, he used to say like your body, like he likes his natural aroma.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because everybody's pits stink the same.
All right. Yeah, straight onions.
Yeah, bro. Oh no.
Yeah, for real.
All right, number 3, flashlights on a cell phone.
Underrated. Use mine every day.
Under fucking rated. Like I didn't think about it until when I went to go pick up Marissa. And the guy was looking for his flashlight, and I just took my cell phone out. I was like, "Oh!"
Every night when I come home to not wake the wife up, I use it. Now Motorola's they have a funny feature. If you karate chop it, it turns the flashlight on and turns it back off.
Cool. You know what's hilarious right now?
What?
The fiber optic internet lady is calling me. right now,
Uh-huh.
and she's right around the corner.
That's awesome.
Her office is like one behind us and one over.
Oh shit.
So yeah, can't answer that. All right, that was 3. Number 4, women with sleeve tattoos.
I like it. Yeah,
There's something sexy about
There
it.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, underrated.
Yeah,
there is
definitely.
something sexy about it. Like, different tattoo. Like in our generation, they all had the tramp stamp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, were you even a Gen Xer if you didn't have a tramp stamp? Right? Right? Correct.
Oh, guys that have them. You know,
yeah, that's gay.
That is super gay.
Sal. That was our first Sal joke, by the way.
It was.
But the reason being, think about it, we were low-rise jeans.
Right.
So they always, that tattoo stuck right above it at the time. It was, can you imagine
with the whale tail?
Right. Can you imagine the fucking old age homes in a few years?
Oh, God.
With all the fucking tramp stamps? Like, there's going to be a generation of these fucking turquoise, weird, pink hair people going, what's up with all these tattoos? Everybody had a tattoo. Every woman had a tattoo across their ass.
They look like fucking Rorschach tests when they're 90.
Yeah, yeah.
They would be recognized.
But, like, I'm saying rare location tattoos. Like, I've seen them on an ear. I think that's very sexy. Like, the neck,
Yeah.
But just, like, certain spots.
I'm not down with the neck.
It used to always be arm, forearm.
Carly has a small tattoo on the back of her neck.
Yeah.
That you can only see if she has her hair up.
Yeah.
And it's very small.
Which is fine.
But
I don't like
the giant fucking Cody Rhodes.
Or the Puerto Rican flag.
Yeah.
It's very synonymous.
Yeah. Boob tattoos I don't like either.
No, I'm not a big fan. That looks like biker bitch.
They're ghetto. Yeah.
Well, biker bitch ghetto. Right. I don't mind like right behind the ear, something, just small, behind the ear. Like my daughter has a footprints behind her ear, I think. A lot of wrist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of tattoos on hands. Yeah, but I mean, like, especially on women.
On women, no, yeah.
No. I do like it when it's on like their upper thigh.
Yeah.
Ass cheek.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But the reason I saw a girl who was a motor mechanic with a sleeve, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty hot.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And I think sleeves for the most part should be black and white. Because sometimes they put way too much color in it.
Yeah, I mean the style, depending upon the styling. Right. If it's like the Japanese with the water and like the koi fish and stuff, I can take some color. But yeah, overall, I think black and gray looks better for
like just a shading of
Yeah.
black ink. Yeah. All right, and number 5, very simple. Toast.
Underrated.
It is underrated. What do you put on your toast?
A lot of times, nothing.
Just
dry toast.
Just dry toast.
Yep.
That settles your stomach. I'll
It
tell you.
does.
I need it after drinking that fucking shit.
Yeah. Dry toast. I think when we were kids, the butter and a little cinnamon was a thing for a while.
Cinnamon sugar with butter. That was delicious.
That was good.
Yeah.
Cream cheese. Scallion cream cheese.
Yep.
Peanut butter.
And then, okay, on a scale of 0 is bread and 10 is charred toast, where do you like your toast?
Ooh, probably about a 7.
Oh, you like it like
I like it dark.
Like hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like a 4.
Okay.
Like I like it where it's like just brown.
It's looking yellowish.
Yeah, yellow, like just brown and just a little firm, not like crunchy.
Right.
Yeah. But with butter. Like,
yeah, super underrated.
Yeah,
Toast
underrated.
Is underrated.
Yeah.
And especially if you get a good bread. Like, I'm fine with toasted, like, Wonder Bread. But if you get, like, a good bread, like a good sourdough when you toast it.
You know what's delicious? You ever have peasant bread for toast. That is very good because it's, like, crunchy but soft in the middle.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. Toast is way underrated. Toast with tuna fish.
Tuna on toast.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Super underrated.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. And I'll give you one more bonus one.
All right.
English muffins.
Extremely 1,000% underrated.
Underrated. English muffin pizzas.
Yes.
English, like sandwiches, egg McMuffins, right? It's all part of the
deal. When you don't feel good, sometimes a good toasted English muffin with the butter.
Have you ever done butter and jelly?
Yes.
Oh, delicious.
Yep.
Sweet and salty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're fat fucks.
We are fat fucks.
All right, and that does it for over and under.
God, I'm hungry for toast.
Yeah, I know. Let's move it along. Rabbit hole. What dragged us down the TikTok, YouTube Reels hole this week?
So I got in a pretty fucked up one.
Oh
I
boy.
didn't even mean to. I've never seen the movie The Watchmen.
Okay.
There's a scene that they show in there. I want to say the guy, the main. I don't know if I'm guessing he's a main guy because he seems to be in all the clips. Rorschach or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen it? The scene where he's in line, in the chow line, and there's a black guy in front of him who's talking shit to him, and dude swings at him. He blocks it. He waffles him with the chow tray, elbows out the glass window, and takes the entire thing of boiling grease and just douses him with it. And then, as the COs are corralling him, you're not locked. No, you're not. I'm not locked in here with you. You're all locked in here with me. I was like, holy fuck! But just to see that, so then I'm like, man, what other horrible scenes can I find where hot grease comes into play?
Oh.
It was a video. It was a Asian dude working in a restaurant. He's got like one of them little wire basket things on a stick, and he's flipping something in hot bubbling oil. He has a stroke at standing there, and he falls face first
Oh boy.
into that. It was like, oh my god. And you could tell the stroke was legit because he went face first down into that and didn't even move. Like your normal reaction would probably be to be flying backwards and out of it.
Yeah.
No, he just stayed and cooked his face.
Oh God, Winnie, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I got dragged into this rabbit hole by Big Gay Sal this week.
Oh boy.
Andrew Schultz made a joke.
But hey, he's
Andrew
a good guy.
He made a joke, probably about like a black woman or something like that. And then Ryan Clark went on his fucking, escapade that Ryan Clark does, his woke bullshit escapade. But then Andrew Schultz went on Ryan Clark's show and punked him, like, right to his face.
Really?
Like, basically, hey, it's a joke. I can't tell you how to feel about a joke. However you take my joke, you're right. You know what I mean? It's a joke. I'm not there to be insensitive. I'm there to make people laugh. If you take it that way, that's how you take it.
Right.
If he takes it, it's funny. He goes, but then when you said that I'm not, basically saying like he wasn't educated or, you know what I mean? He just fucking lit into him. So Sal must have fallen down this rabbit hole and then sent me TikTok after TikTok after TikTok of how it plays out. So now I'm like, fuck, I'm in. I'm invested now. And, Andrew Schultz just basically was like, I don't buy in. You're a punk. He's like, you took, I'm a comedian who said a joke, and then you ran my name through the mud on your show. He said, you've had friends of yours that were football players that had abused black women and beat them up and were arrested and charged. Did you ask them when they were on your show?
Now,
did you run their names through the mud?
No.
Pivot?
Was Ryan Clark a former retired player?
Yeah, he played for the Steelers.
The Steelers,
and he's on ESPN.
Okay, all right.
And then he has a show, I think it's called The Pivot. Maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, Andrew Schultz kind of like calls him out, like, you had your buddies on here who beat up people and you didn't have shit to say. I told a joke, and all of a sudden you're on a crusade against me.
Right.
And, what people don't understand is comedians, for whatever they are, they're not dumb.
No.
They're probably the most well-read on things because think about what they do. They stand up in front of a crowd and elicit a reaction.
Right.
They're more in touch with reality than anything. So to sit there and think you're going to pick a fight and not get, real shots fired back at you, you're stupid. So yeah, it's worth it if you.
How did Clark react?
Like kind of defensive, and then kind of his woke. Well, they asked me to cut it off. Don't say just because my show was that I never asked it. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. And he's like, well, why not? And Andrew Schultz was basically saying to him, like, well, then why not? Like, you're such a hard charger on women's rights and protecting the black women and culture and whatnot. Why didn't you leave this in? Then why didn't you leave it in?
Right.
He really made him look like an asshole, like the asshole that he is with this woke bullshit, and you know what I mean. So I got dragged down it, but he was right. Like when you sit there and you watch it, you're like, dude, you're a fucking hypocrite.
Right.
You're firing off at me, who's a comedian, for making a fucking joke, right? Being insensitive, blah blah blah. But yet all your boys come on here who are fucking charged with beating women. And amongst other things, raping them, whatever, sexual crimes.
Yeah.
And you got nothing to say. So don't act like you're fucking the knight in shining armor right now, because you're not. You run with the boys, but you don't want to stand up against them. So it was fair. It was fair. It was very fair. And then I saw this thing this morning, and I figured I would ask you, and what player in Major League Baseball history has broken up a no-hitter 81 times with a home run?
What?
This player.
This is a stat.
Is a stat.
Holy shit. I mean, I guess conceivably they're not all going to be 7th, 8th, 9th inning home runs. He could have hit one and he could have let off the game with it.
Correct.
Okay. So clearly it's somebody that's got a lot of home runs. Can you give me an era?
I'd say 80s to early 2000.
I'll say Ricky Henderson.
You're right. A lot of people are going, A-Rod, Babe Ruth, this one. They weren't thinking. No hitter. You were the most logical.
Right.
Your thought process immediately went to logic. You could break up a no-hitter on the first pitch of the game.
Right.
Right? People were going, they weren't thinking that. It's like 81 fucking times they broke up a no-hitter, and they're all thinking late games.
Because I know Ricky had at least probably 40 leadoff home runs in his career.
And if he did it again in the third inning.
So that's halfway there.
Right. If he gets it in the third inning.
Right.
And they say George Springer right now is only 20 behind him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's something else.
So that's pretty wild.
That is wild.
I saw that, and I'm like, Highland will get a kick out of this.
That's a cool one.
That's a cool stat. It's
Yeah.
those weird stats that get you, that get you like, I wonder what that is.
Another one I had seen, it was like, it was Smoltz, Maddox.
I sent that to you.
Glavine. It was
and
Tony Gwynn.
Pedro.
Tony Gwynn out of like 500 at bats. He struck out 3 times.
Yeah. And people had him never.
Never struck
Maddox
him out.
Never struck him out.
Right.
Like, you're like, holy shit. They say Tony Gwynn struck out less in his entire career than the average hitter strikes out in a season right now.
Right. Well, they had one last week. Rafael Devers struck out 15 times in the first 8 games, and Tony Gwynn struck out 15 times the entire 1991 season or something.
Yeah, and the same thing with Joe DiMaggio, 14 times in
Right.
a year. Like, that's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. Like to go down some of those rabbit holes. You fall down them. I fell down another one. Joe Rogan and them guys sniffing smelling salts.
Yeah.
Just people going, I want to do it, and then or not wanting to do it. Did you see the one where Ron White went on his show and did it?
No.
He smells it. And he's like, oh God.
And Ron White is like,
oh Lord,
no longer looks like the Ron White we all remember.
No.
White hair, beard.
Yeah, beard, right? And he's like, oh, God. And he's like, for like a minute, he's like, oh, Jesus. He's pounding the table.
That's
and he's
awesome.
like, give me that back. I got to do the other side. Whoa.
What are the rabbit holes?
We need new smelling salts. They definitely work.
There was a good baseball one. It actually was like a 45-minute one on Tom Seaver that I watched. Hum Baby has a lot of good, or Hum Babe, I think it is, has a lot of good stuff.
I know what it is. I want to go ahead. I remember what it is.
What else? Oh, odd ballparks. They went through the history of sports and ballparks with odd dimensions, like the Polo Grounds.
Yep.
Places that were literally built into blocks in a city, to where right field was 250 down the line, dead center was like 360. But left center would have been like 440, just because of the way the ballpark was situated on the city block.
Yep. Yeah.
Stuff like that. I love old ballparks.
I fell down one similar to that, but it was a guy going through high school baseball stadiums.
Oh, I've seen some really weird ones.
Really wild ones where there's a fucking island, basically. There's one road that goes on, and the football/baseball field's out on this island.
Yep.
They're like, you're just losing everything out into the fucking ocean here.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool. Just stadiums in general to go and see like where the stadiums were, the histories of them sometimes. I fell down one where they were putting the new grass in at Fenway.
Okay.
That was wild. It literally looked like fucking turf, but it's grass.
Yeah.
So it's cool. The one I wanted to speak about that I was looking through my notes. Jacob Berger on TikTok. JAKOB BERGER. Jacob Berger on TikTok. He redoes all these. This is him, and he redoes like funny moments of announcers. And he like lip syncs them, and he's the different announcers, and it's pretty good. They're pretty good. So like he does a bunch of them, and I fell down a hole just watching his laughing my ass off. Like and he does like both sides of it.
Yeah.
Like there's one they're going to commercial, and the announcers are there, and the guy reaches over and grabs his wife's titty on the air. So like they go, and then they come back, and Jacob Berger's like above the TV screen, like it's a split screen.
Yeah.
And he's doing both guys with the headsets on, and they're cracking up. And then they get on, and he's matching. He's lip syncing what they're doing, and it's just fucking hilarious. Because they're both cracking up. They can't even come back from break. Yeah. They're still laughing about the husband grabbing the wife's titty.
That's awesome.
So it's funny. You'll appreciate those because it's all based around sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was Wright sends them to me now. There's it must be like a little kid that does complete dub overs of wrestling promos, famous wrestling promos.
Yeah.
It's like an 8-year-old kid's voice. So the one that we laugh about all the time is Vader, because if you remember Vader, big Leon White.
Time.
Right.
It's time.
And it's like, Cactus Jack, I'm coming for you. Who's the man, Jack? It's Vader time. Shit like that.
Sound like he's Paul Bearer.
Yeah. He redid the Scott Steiner math promo.
Yeah.
If you've ever heard that shit was funny. Hulkamania. Stuff like that.
I went down a bad Jim Cornette rabbit hole Sunday. I like Jim Cornette because that's a guy who loves wrestling in all forms.
Right.
But it was basically everybody calling out Hogan for what a fucking liar he is.
And a loser.
Yeah, like he wants to take credit. He'd take credit for Highland when he's sitting here with the
Stevie Richards podcast, which I love. It's probably my favorite wrestling podcast, not called Too Sweet for Life.
Fuck them guys. They give zero promotion to
cross media. No, Richie Bright makes
zero to the Outlaw Blitz.
Richie Bright makes sure that at least every other episode we bring it up. Steve Richards podcast, he did a 2-part thing, The Many Lives of Hulk Hogan, and his co-host James makes the point, and then they debate it. Like he claimed that he was offered the guitarist or bassist spot in Metallica at one point. He claimed that he was going to play for the Rolling Stones.
Right. He just the newest one that I've never seen before was he claimed he brought Simon Cowell to America. I'm like, brother,
bro,
like,
come on.
How big is your fucking ego that you you claim all
and
of that?
You believe this shit,
right? I don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't. I swear, maybe him and Todd Burnett did have fucking lunch in 4th grade.
They may have.
Like the same person.
Him, and it's you look at like the 2 biggest icons in the history of the wrestling business have become 2 of the biggest assholes.
Him and Flair?
Yes.
Yeah. And Stone Cold and The Rock are just, that's what, they were bigger. They were our generation, bigger,
right.
more or less. They were both our generation, right. All 4 of them guys. But The Rock and Stone Cold were Gen X.
Right.
Not
just when I go to think I'm hating The Rock, they do a press conference when he's just Dwayne.
Yeah.
And he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's just very into everything he does.
Yep.
If he's going to do something,
he goes all in.
Full bore.
Yeah.
And I got to respect all that.
Yeah. We won't kill our show since right. You have a wrestling show. Right. But these are the
Hulk
things
Hogan
that can get dragged down.
Douche.
Yeah. And a lot of Bobby the Brain, I appreciated him. Just if you being a wrestling fan, watch Bobby the Brain talk about Gorilla Monsoon.
Loved him.
Oh man, he can't even get through it.
Yeah.
That was his boy. It was his best buddy. So yeah, these are the things that drag you down. I do have a proposal for you, and I'll do it on the air.
Okay.
I think 24 Cross Media needs to come to a halt. Not as a halt, just I think it needs a rebranding.
Okay.
24 Cross Media is what it was. I think it's time to maybe rebrand to 1460 Entertainment.
14. I like that.
Because like I don't have the time to get out there with the drones and the cameras and
Right.
all the stuff right now, and that's kind of the media. That's the whole idea. 24 Cross Media. We can do drone work, we can do film, we can do all that, and we don't really have the time currently to do that.
Right.
Not that it's going to go away. That's going to be its own thing. But
Sure.
1460 Entertainment, it had a ring to it, and I was getting out of the shower this morning. I'm like, man, we need a rebrand.
I like that. That's solid.
1460 Entertainment. I like it. I got to come up with a logo for it. I kind of got something really cool in mind, but we'll see. We'll see. I just wanted to run it past you and see what you felt.
That definitely sounds cool.
Seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then it's right down the middle. It's 50-50.
Yeah. It's funny you said drone work. So watching my buddy Joe Guerrero, not so much the After Prison show, his Joe Does Stuff channel. He's gone off on a new business venture, just being a social media guy, and using the drone to go out and do drone work and camera footage and stuff, and setting up a lot of local businesses. There's money to be made.
Yeah, well, and this is what I'm trying to say to my son. He wants to go into business.
Right.
I'm like, I have all these cameras.
Yeah.
And he's very good with it. Take the stuff. Marante Plumbing and Oil offered to hire him to shoot a commercial for him.
Should.
I'm like, take it, use your creativity, and do it.
Right.
The biggest thing that drives me nuts in general is I always say I would go back and tell myself, take more chances.
Sure.
The thing that stops us, we're not old by any means. We're not old.
No, we're set in our ways.
I'm saying we could have another career for the next 20 years, right? We in something different, right? Or we could take this for the next 20 years and make something of it, right? And we're at the end of our other careers right now.
Mm-hmm.
But my son, who's not even out of high school yet, he has time to take something like this and make it something way big.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, don't sell yourself short. You've seen some of the work he's done with commercials and this and that. I'm like, go do it. How do you know that's not your business?
Just for the fact
I mean,
of
think
local
of the places
tourism,
you go and the things you would do.
Just for the fact of local tourism and how this area changes from the May months to October.
Oh, yeah.
If you went around to local businesses and wanted to help jazz up their social medias and make maybe one central location so you can promote them all as a Sorority tourism,
right?
You can make a mint.
Or Hudson Valley.
Or a Hudson Valley,
spot, yeah.
You really could make a mint.
Yeah, 100%. And you could do it you don't need a big area. You could do it right out of here.
And so where Joe was going with this stuff on his channel was, how do I price this out? And doing the research, he had said he was going to charge $200 a session.
Mm-hmm.
He went in and did a lot of research, and the industry average is $250 a session.
Right.
It could be a 1 hour, 2 hour session. It usually includes like one solid finished piece of work, whether it be a 30-second video, a minute-long video for social media. But yeah.
When I had my drone up...
He's just running right now with 4 clients.
Yeah.
And he's doing well.
When I had my drone up, I would do $75 a battery.
Yeah.
Whatever. You get the card, the memory card. So it's yours at the end of it. I'll download whatever and cut it. But you get the memory card, $75 a battery. If you want me to record there, it was 20 minutes, whatever. Okay, I'm up for 20 minutes. I record. If I come down, you need me to do something else, that's another $75.
Right.
Cut it together. Okay, there you go.
That's it.
But here you go back. Now, if you want me to cut it together and make you a video, that's a different price.
That's a whole different rate.
But if you want to do it, here's your video, here's your stuff. I got you, And I was working with real estate companies, and I was doing a lot of coming up the driveway, then coming up from what's in your house, the
Yeah.
area. And I had a pretty good deal going for a while, but just time. Like,
Right.
we don't have the time. We don't have the ability. He does. He has the freedom. And I'm like, dude, I have all this stuff that you can use and do.
And he's a high school student. Trial and error is part of the game for him.
Right.
To see
Do
what
not
really
be afraid
works.
to fail.
Right.
Is the ultimate.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's there. It's wild. That's what gets you rolling through these things. You start doing this and you start looking at that, and then
a lot of why I went down. Actually, I went down a wildwood rabbit hole too because I'm trying. I think I'm going to go down the first week of May.
Oh, nice.
For the weekend, just by myself, just chill.
First weekend, May 2nd, for Boston knows already.
Yeah.
Going to see Shane Gillis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
For his birthday. I got him tickets for his birthday. So
cool.
That should be cool. So you're going down first weekend of May?
Yeah, I think the second, third, and fourth. I already had the days off.
Oh, nice.
Because Carly's niece is getting married at Disney. We talked a lot about, do I want to go? Do I not want to go? It's a lot of money. It would have been a lot of money for me to invest in going. Given the situation currently that my knee is in, I'm not going to do a lot of Disney park walking.
No, so what you're going to just take yourself down to Wildwood?
Yeah, I found a hotel for the weekend is like barely $200.
Right.
For the whole weekend.
And you can go chill. And
that's all I want to do. Chill, sit on the beach, sit on the boardwalk, and friggin' listen to some podcasts. Maybe shoot some camera footage myself.
Yeah.
For the show, or talk to some people on the boardwalk.
We got a thing is like our internet drafts. We got to get back to them. See, there's a lot of things that we did even in the early things that people are starting to do now, and I'm like, motherfucker, we did it like 4 years ago.
Right.
Like we just we don't follow through enough.
Right, and a lot of it just comes with this is not our main
source of
anything really.
Right,
it's just it's always been our outlet.
Right.
But yeah, life gets in the way. Now that we're, like you said, towards the end of our actual careers, we'll be able to schedule a lot more and do a lot.
I think we're gonna go kick in the eyelash store next door, and whoever's in there, just like on the spot interview them. That'll be our next segment. Just
going around the building.
Yeah. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good, buddy.
All right, buddy, take us home.
You got it. For Gmac, this is Winnie. This has been the Outlaw Blitz Podcast.